that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That incredible performance was from Skylar Cole, singing our national anthem. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. This is Kevin Harlan courtside with Greg Anthony and Brent Berry. David Aldridge will join us momentarily from the sidelines. And checking out some numbers for Donovan Mitchell.
And guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here.
Here's the starting group for the Cleveland Cavaliers. A loaded backcourt. It's Garland and Mitchell. At the forward spot, it's Strus and Mobley. And it's Allen in at the center. And for the Pistons, Thompson and Harris are their forwards. Hardaway is out there with Cunningham. And it's Duren in at the center position. Here we are, Brent, the season entering its final stages now. It really is a marathon, isn't it?
Man, Kevin, town to town, games piling up, dealing with weather, flight delays, people wanting tickets. I mean, all the things that add up to a season. And on and off the court, it is a grind. And you know the players at this point in the year are always feeling it. And that's some force coming from your 6'7", 6'8" point guard. That's tough to stop.
Mitchell kicks to Mobley. Mobley, a screen on Hardaway. For 3, Mitchell. Rebound, Detroit. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home club just couldn't pull out the win.
It was a loss last time they faced up against each other. A very tightly contested game that they felt they could have won.
Man, felt like they probably would have won if they weren't saddled with all that foul trouble. They had to piece together some makeshift lineups late in that game. That might have cost them.
Here's Mitchell after the basket by Detroit. Can't hit from in close.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Now here is Harris. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Heat in Miami.
I'm not sure in that game if it was him or Dikembe Mutombo out there, guys. I was just hoping to see one finger wave after one of those floor blocks. No, 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 not today.
Here's Garland following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Allen, a screen on Cunningham. There's Garland, and there it is for him.
And that's just a tough shot from Garland, taking the contact.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach J.B. Bickerstaff. In front of mine tonight, Jarrett Allen, the outstanding center. They were telling me how Allen does so much out there, particularly on defense. They said Jarrett is an incredible rim protector, and when he's on the floor, they'll avoid driving the paint. So Jarrett Allen looming large down low, guys.
Thanks so much, David. Here is Cunningham. Jarrett Allen making his last shot. Duren, the pass to Hardaway. Buries it from three-point range.
I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr.'s role is to be out there and gun away, so ready to shoot that time.
And Greg, for longtime Pistons fans, that bad boys era was so special.
I mean, Detroit's a tough, hard-working town, and those teams did have great talent led by Isaiah Thomas, but it was their physical, intimidating style of play that made them the bad boys.
You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Detroit leading by 5. Thompson looking for an opening. Pass to Duren. Hardaway with it from the arc. And it's Darius Garland with the rebound. Mitchell trying to free himself. Garland, no good. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Harris outside. Good on the triple.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Mitchell outside. Back to Garland. That one's not going to go. Great defense that time from Duran. Back to Harris. Just 5 on the clock. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Trailing here by 8. Outside Garland. Here's Allen. Great defense that time from Duran.
And he gets a lot of points right there at the rim, but the defense determined not to give up the easy deuce there.
And stolen by Mobley. Can they get it? That's tipped.
Always good to see that kind of activity from Duran on defense. Is it getting cold in here? This is a tough one. Crucial that he starts to work a little harder for a higher percentage shot.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area, just dominating, controlling that spot.
One shot.
Tobias Harris, 1 shot.
That's good from Harris. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Now on the court.
And this gives us a moment now to show you the rookies with the highest shooting percentage over the past 10 games. Asar Thompson on top. Here's Mobley. He's coming off a 31-point game against the Kings in Sacramento.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backcourt.
Here's Cunningham. Mobley with the block.
Mobley is one of the best defenders in the NBA. And when he's not blocking shots, he's altering.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Detroit with the ball, following the score by Cleveland. On the wing, Thompson. Here's Cunningham, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor, and he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
And he makes the first. Brent, we talk about guys on the brink of stardom. Cade Cunningham is right there.
Yeah, the 2 areas you'd love to see Cade improve on is just taking better shots and making plays for others. He has that instinctually, Kevin, as a point guard at his size. But as his team grows, the appreciation for what Cade Cunningham can do on the floor, that will grow too.
And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
Now, here's Hunter. His last outing, he had 8 points. Garland Makes it off the glass. Garland's got his second bucket of the night.
Garland out there doing a great job creating space with the handle, playing with some confidence.
Cunningham passes to Hardaway. Over Mitchell. Hardaway, no good.
Well, if you believe in the numbers, that mid-range shot is not a high-value shot, even with little or no defense on you.
Hunter, bounce pass. Okoro passes to Allen. Cleveland moving the ball around. For three, Mitchell. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland.
Reliable. That's Mitchell from three.
Cunningham passes to Duren. To the paint. Here's Beasley. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Now, here's Mitchell. 26 points for him last game against Sacramento.
Time for some consideration in the passing category, maybe, Kevin. The shot is just not on. Get somebody else going.
Cunningham on the wing. Guarded by Garland. And Harris gets it to go on the assist by Cunningham. And now it's a 10-point Piston lead. Pass to Okoro. Outside Garland. Now here's Hunter. Here's Okoro. Covered by Beasley. Back to Hunter. And it's Hunter with the jam.
Nice roll from Hunter. Good feel on that one.
Pistons lead by 8. Outside Hardaway. Cunningham with it. Duren with the screen on Garland. It's Cunningham with the drive. Here's Duren. And Harris wide open. He shoots. It's Beasley on the wing. Offline with his three.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Mitchell dishes to Hunter. Garland the pass to Hunter. To the inside. And it's Hunter with the jam.
Got to be aware of Hunter, especially when he gets up at the rim. That guy's got some size.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. For the Pistons, Stewart's checked in for Harris. Holland comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Cade Cunningham. Pistons leading by 6. Now here's Beasley. He had 16 points in the win against Miami. Stewart, a screen for Schroeder. With the teardrop, that one drops for him.
Nice use of the pick and roll from Schroeder there. Allows him to get an easy shot.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. Pass to Hunter. Mitchell against Beasley. Garland kicks to Hunter. Back to Garland. 6 on the shot clock. Hunter sets a screen for Garland from past the arc. Rebound by the Pistons. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And really showed their depth when they needed it most. On the road, having to manufacture points.
Yeah, and watching that, all kinds of contributions and just little things that guys were doing to chip in for that win.
The defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, Jalen Duren, a physical specimen, is improving the finer points of his game, including his vision. He said, I feel like I've always been a good passer. I've developed more of that as my young career has gone on, understanding the league better and how to win. Kevin?
Yeah, DA, it takes time, but nice to see his development. Here's Schroeder. The shot by Stewart with no one around. Off target from three-point range. Mitchell with it. Now guarded by Schroeder. And slam dunk by Allen.
You could put that ball just about anywhere for Jared Allen. Puts those long arms to great use.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Schroeder passes to Beasley. Schroeder with the screen on Mitchell. Beasley for three. Good on the three-point shot. Beasley's got 8 points.
That's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
The coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Okoro. Hasn't made one yet. Garland with the bucket.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Her passes to Durant. Here's Beasley. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Well, for a guy who does a lot of his work on the perimeter, Beasley gets into the painted area.
Garland the pass to Hunter. Allen finds Hunter. Back to Allen. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Allen provides 3 things consistently when he's playing. He'll rebound, he'll score a little bit, and he'll definitely give you rim protection. So not a guy trying to shoot a bunch of threes.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Detroit.
Absolutely dialed in from beyond the arc so far in this one. The defense is surrendering the long-range shot here early on.
But the attack can come from a lot of ways, either execution or by just getting on the bounce and driving it in, and that's where they've been very effective tonight.
And Allen impacts the game on all levels. This kid has what it takes.
Thompson, he's checked in for Detroit. Jerome, he's checked in for Cleveland. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And 1:01 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Beasley. For 3. And a rebound goes to the Cavaliers. Allen's got his 5th rebound in this one. .35 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Schroeder against Garland. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Pistons. It's a 5-point game. There's 14 seconds left to play here in the first. 5 on the clock. Duran with the screen on Garland. Nobody near Schroeder. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. A big-time effort for Malik Beasley, providing a lot of energy for Detroit. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And we'll be back with you shortly. For those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. They've got Evan Mobley. He's out there with Thompson. Isaac Okoro out there with DeAndre Hunter. And it's Jerome in at the point. That one goes. Count it.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
And with numbers like this, how about 87% on the year? He's been somebody they love having at the line.
It feels like every season, Brent, we set a record for pace in the NBA. Why do you think that is?
Well, I don't know, Kevin, if it's every team that's seeking pace, although in every coach's press conference you'll hear about them talking about playing faster and wanting to get out in transition. That's where you take advantages of defenses most. Look, if you got a young team, open up the floodgates and let them run. Probably more success coming your way.
And so here's Cleveland, following the miss by Malik Beasley from deep. Jerome passes to Hunter. Just 5 to shoot. Fires from way outside. Thompson with the rebound. The Pistons lead it. Schroeder finds Beasley. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Schroeder, left side, Thompson, and it's Thompson with the jam.
And when he lets the athleticism take over, Thompson can do almost anything.
Here's Jerome. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento.
Yeah, but all around offensively, the performance was great. He knew when he had it going, but he also knew he could get other guys going. So his passing right up there on the level with his scoring in that one.
And went up and pulled it down. Mobley soaring.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Beasley outside. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Beasley's got 13 points.
First 3 of the quarter and 3rd overall, guys. The defense might want to step up just a little bit on him from this point on.
Now, here's Hunter. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Here's Jerome, trailing by 5. Hunter dishes to Okoro. Jerome, no good. The Pistons have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Thompson outside. Beasley sets a screen for Thompson. Pass to Holland. Over Hunter. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Cavaliers trail by 5. And for those of you just joining us in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Here's Jerome. He's guarded by Schroeder. Mobley against Stewart. Misses the 3, and he used the pump fake well there, but he couldn't capitalize. Hollins kicks to Thompson. Pass to Schroeder. Beasley left side. No good on the triple.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Jerome passes to Hunter. Not this time. His first miss in 3 attempts from the field. And DeAndre Hunter is a plug-and-play type of wing. A Brent he can fit in anywhere.
Yeah, really good at spacing the floor, getting better at creating for himself, Kevin. And defensively, he's a solid on-ball defender that can switch up to multiple positions. Who in the league isn't looking for a talent like that?
Here's Okoro. After the made shot from Dennis Schroeder. Back to Mobley. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
And so here's Cleveland after the miss from Dennis Schroeder. Here's Jerome. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Hunter kicks to Mobley. Jerome passes to Green. Over Beasley. The Cavaliers again can't hit. Schroeder looking around. Pass to Holland. Schroeder outside. And Okoro pulls it down.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Leaps for it, out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And here's a look at numbers for Schroeder. Breaking down his play since the All-Star break. He's averaging 11 points a game, 5 assists, and 2 rebounds. And he's also a bit of a stopper defensively. They put him in, and their defense really tightens up.
This is his specialty. He sits on the bench, he gauges what's happening offensively, and he comes in and sticks the opponent's top scorer to freeze him out.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Harris is checked in for Holland. Fontecchio's coming in for Thompson. And it's Cunningham in for Dennis Schroeder. And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to talk to his guys.
Here comes the
With 10 games left, let's see how the playoff race is shaping up out east. Taking a look at Cleveland. Very strong season they've had, always at or near the top of the conference, and right now they're in first place in contention for that, exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And, of course, Detroit, they're 6th in the conference.
And I think for the Cavaliers, they've been ruthless competitors all season long. I mean, they've assured themselves of plenty of home games in the postseason. Let's see if they can take advantage.
And good that time. Cunningham's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I like this attitude on this possession from Cade, just really confident getting into that J.
Garland, the pass to Hunter. Now, here's Strus. He's covered by Fontecchio. Mobley, a screen on Cunningham. And here's Garland for 3. Can they get it? Mobley misses. Pistons leading by 9. Harris dishes to Cunningham. Back to Harris. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last several months for DeAndre Hunter.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Jalen Duren. He's checked in for Stewart. Hardaway is subbed in for Fontecchio. Now, here's Cunningham, who's coming off a 25-point game against the Heat in Miami.
And he also positioned himself perfectly to grab all those rebounds, guys. Can't forget about the fundamentals.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers, they come in off the loss to the Kings in Sacramento. Pass to Garland. Now, here's Mitchell, defended by Duren. Hunter with it, guarded by Harris. Lets it go from deep. DeAndre Hunter, and that's good. Hunter's got 7.
What I like about that is Hunter did not rush the shot.
Cunningham passes to Duren. Pass to Hardaway. It's Beasley on the wing, defended by Strus. And Malik Beasley with the 3. 16 points for him.
And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Garland kicks to Hunter. Back to Garland. They set the pick. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own. It's no good. Pistons lead by 9. Stolen away. And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. Basket made, just his 2nd this contest. He's 2 for 7 now.
And there's an edge to Mitchell's game. He wants to be the guy in charge, and if that means he's got to get physical, he'll do it.
Now here's Beasley. He's got 16. Rebound, Donovan Mitchell. And he gets it back. Duren with a screen on Garland. 6 to shoot. Cunningham for 3. Cavaliers with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
And a lot of people thought they were the favorites going into that one, but ended up being a much tougher game than most anticipated, and they just fell short. They are just killing them on the interior.
Cunningham passes to Beasley. Back to Cunningham. An easy 2 points on the layup. Cunningham's got 4 this quarter.
And Cunningham looking confident down low, just understanding if he takes his time, he can get the job done.
Harris against Hunter. Pass to Strus. Outside Garland. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And it's Strus missing.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky it was off.
Harris kicks to Cunningham. And here's Beasley. It's up a 3. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. Cunningham's got 3 assists now in this one. And so Garland will bring it up for the Cleveland Cavaliers, trailing by 10. Here's Mitchell. Duren pulls it in. Duren's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
His poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Now here is Harris. He's got 8. Pass to Duren. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Cunningham up again, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Duren's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pistons.
And Duren has that length to corral anything around the basket.
Back to Garland. They need this. It's hauled in by Harris.
Well, we're chipping some orange paint off the rim here, guys. He must be more patient on offense and trying to find ways to penetrate inside and get closer to the rim.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the 2-hand slam. Here's Garland after the basket by Detroit. Pass to Hunter. Takes the 3. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Cunningham sets a screen for Hardaway. Inside. Shot's good by Duren. Duren's got 6.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Garland, the pass to Hunter. Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Fades. Rebound, Detroit.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Yep, it counts. 14 points for him.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Here's Hunter, following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Hunter kicks to Garland. Lays it up off the glass. And that's 13 points for Darius Garland.
I do so enjoy watching a bounce pass executed that perfectly.
And so that's the end of the first half. It's Detroit. They finished 15-5 run. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports.
Direct your attention now to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot drums. And thinking about the shot. Ooh, so close.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
Look at Detroit. They're in good position. Definitely among the top teams in the conference.
And just as important as the seeding is how you're playing down the stretch. They're trying to dial it in. Now let's talk about that first half. What an impressive performance for the Pistons.
One of the best ways to control the game, take care of the boards. Don't give up second chance points.
And at the offensive end, when you can turn misses into makes, that's found money.
And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. One guy who's getting it done is Malik Beasley.
And the bulk of his damage so far has come from the perimeter. A lot of threes early on.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
The Cavaliers trail by 13. Inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. Cade Cunningham out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Thompson in at the 3. And that's the group for J.B. Bickerstaff as we begin the second half. Now, here's Mitchell. The 3 from Garland. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell.
3 points.
Mitchell's got 3 assists now in this one. Detroit leading by 10. When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
Now, here's Strus. Following the miss by Cade Cunningham. Count that one from Mobley.
And the ever-growing confidence of Mobley inside, he knows these are shots he can make consistently.
Back to Cunningham. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Out to Hardaway. Drops in the tray. Hardaway's got 6.
Corner jumper right in Hardaway's wheelhouse.
The Cavaliers trail by 11. Mitchell outside. Mobley against Harris. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Gotta hold firm or you're gonna get a call.
Detroit leading by 11. Cunningham finds Duran. Now Hardaway. Pass to Harris. Outside Hardaway. Duran with a screen on Mitchell. Floats one. Shot's good by Duran. 8 points for him.
Once Duran gets that kind of positioning inside, not much you're going to do defensively.
To the middle. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Duran.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Mobley. Putting up about 18 points per, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he does a great job of just attacking the glass, really determined to track it down.
Anticipation, when it comes to rebounding, that can separate elite ones from average ones.
Now, here's Garland. 16 points for him. Buries the long-range jumper. Garland's got 6 here in this quarter.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Duran against Allen. Pass to Hardaway. Thompson sets the pick for Hardaway. Over Mitchell. Hardaway, no good.
I love the anticipation defensively there to get into the perfect spot.
Mitchell passes to Garland. Allen, a screen on Cunningham. Garland kicks to Mitchell. Over Hardaway. And it's Mitchell missing.
AD giving him that shot, and that's probably not a good idea, but I guess they knew what they were doing that time.
And then Hardaway with the dunk.
And Hardaway Jr. up over top right there, rising up.
The Cavaliers trail by 12. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Rebounded by the Pistons. Duran's got 14. Yep, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. Thompson finds Harris. Cunningham sets a screen for Harris. And the three off target. Cavaliers have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Pass to Mobley. Mitchell outside. Mobley a screen on Hardaway. It's stolen by Harris. Hardaway a screen on Mobley. Here's Harris. And the layup's good off the glass. Harris has got 10 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Mobley outside. Here's Mitchell. And the layup falls. He's got 7.
And bursting through inside. So difficult to contain when Mitchell's on the attack.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. And let's quickly jump to the 2K leaderboard to find out which point guards have been the highest scorers over the last month. 4th, Cade Cunningham.
And this is a group of guys who have that uncanny knack to simply score and put points up while they find ways to get the rest of the team involved. Really the complete package.
Well, he is the modern point guard defined. Players who aren't just out there to direct traffic and keep the ball moving, but guys who can be the entire offense at times by themselves. Just tremendous scorers.
Now, here's Cunningham. He's got 14. Back to Harris for the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. Cunningham's got his 6th assist on the night. And so Garland will bring it up for Cleveland. 15-point game. Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, the last few years, we saw teams giving up bounties worth of draft picks and trades for star players. But with teams now possessing more roster spots to develop prospects, and about 3/4 of the tradable picks hoarded by just a third of the NBA's teams, we may not see so many picks given up moving forward. Kevin?
You're exactly right, David. Something certainly to keep an eye on.
Maybe he's thinking at this point, man, somebody's got to help me. I can't do this all by myself.
Allen against Durant. Here's Thompson. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Thompson's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Gotta do more than this to stop Thompson. He's used to having to fight through contact.
Mitchell against Hardaway. Mobley the pass to Mitchell. 6 on the shot clock. Allen kicks to Mobley. 3-pointer. It's Cunningham with the rebound.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Durant slams it in. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 15 rebounds. Pass to Strus. Back to Garland. He gets it in there. Garland's got 10 points in just the second half.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Cunningham outside. Off target from outside. The Cavaliers trail by 15. Mitchell feeling it out a bit. And stolen by Thompson. Back to Hardaway. And it's Strus with the rebound. For Cleveland, they've gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Pass to Garland. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Kate Cunningham.
Well, Garland does a good job there getting the shot up into the air while he's being fouled.
And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pistons.
Take a break. And they're playing beautiful basketball right now, racking up the assists by playing so unselfishly, just finding the open man.
And I feel like there's been an old school aspect to what they've done tonight, and that is pounding the ball inside, getting it down low, getting those looks in close. That's been effective.
Hard not to like how dynamic Garland is on the floor. He's a high-energy player who works hard to maximize his impact on the game.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Stewart checked in for Thompson. Malik Beasley comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Cunningham. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
So good at getting his team involved. Garland has become a difference maker.
Here's Garland. He's got 24. Mitchell passes to Mobley. Outside Garland. Bangs home the trifecta. Garland's got 14 points here in the second half.
They're giving him a little too much space out there. That's his 3rd triple since halftime.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust.
Let's check out a breakdown looking at some stats for Jared Allen.
The past month has been surreal, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding, just a powerful presence in the paint.
And you're right, he's been the pinnacle of scoring efficiency. Never seems to take a bad shot. That's why he's tops in field goal percentage. Here's Beasley. And it's Darius Garland with the rebound. The Cavaliers trail by 11. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Beasley kicks it over to Schroeder. And here's Harris from the arc. The Cavaliers pull it in. Here's Hunter. Duren pulls it in. Detroit leading by 11. And when you take a look at Jalen Duren, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
And here is Garland. After Tobias Harris getting his shot to go from deep, Allen with the screen for Mitchell. Kicks it out to Garland. A second chance effort, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
This is a one-man show right now. He's on a mission to get him out of this hole.
This will be his 3rd free throw shot of the game. Holland, he's checked in for Harris.
The Cavaliers, Garland, Darius, Garland, 1 shot.
And Schroeder's got the ball here for the Detroit Pistons. There's the lob to Duren. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Well, long arms but very sure hands make Duren a great lob partner.
The Cavaliers trail by 13. Outside Garland. Back to Mitchell. Allen in the post. Defended by Duren. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Cavaliers have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
And the first one drops. Good on both. Schroeder with the ball. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
Well, a definite strength of Schroeder seems to have a knack for knowing when to get rid of that ball.
Detroit shooting their fourth shot at the foul line here. Okoro, he's checked in for Cleveland.
At the line for Detroit, Holland, 1 shot.
And that one falls for Holland. The Cavaliers trail by 14. Pass to Hunter. Back to Mitchell. From downtown. Drills it from outside. Mitchell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
Duran with the screen on Hunter. Shooter kicks to Stewart. And here's Beasley. 19 points in the game. Here's Duran. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now, here's Hunter. 10 points for him.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Whenever Schroeder sees a hole in the defense, he is ferocious in how he exploits it.
Garland the pass to Okoro. Mobley sets the pick for Hunter. Wing shot on the way. Good. He hits the jump shot. Hunter's got 12.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Beasley. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Shot clock at 5. Here's Schroeder. Cranes it from beyond the arc. He's got 9.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Garland finds Mobley. Back to Garland. Now here's Okoro. He's tightly guarded. Mitchell outside. Fires the 3. Duran pulls it in. Duran's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Schroeder outside. Stewart, a screen for Schroeder. Spins. It's tipped. Pass to Garland. Back to Mitchell. Hunter with it. Mitchell outside. Hits it from three-point range. Mitchell's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for Cleveland. From deep three-point land. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Detroit Pistons. 13 points up at the end of the period. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We come back right after this. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Pistons leading by 13, and Cleveland looking at who they've got to start the fourth quarter. Max Strus is out there with Hunter. Then there's Wade. Then there's Garland. And it's Jerome in at the shooting guard position. And so here's Cleveland after the missed three from Dennis Schroeder. And here's what the Cleveland Cavaliers schedule looks like. On Friday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. Then on Sunday, they'll go up against the Jazz in Utah.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
The first one falls, and Cleveland making a change here. Thompson's checked in. And that's good as he hits both of his shots.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
Beasley, the pass to Schroeder. Stewart with the screen on Garland. Schroeder misses the three.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Pass to Strus. Thompson in the post. He's up against Beasley. Thompson is double. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here.
It'll be a jump ball.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Garland kicks to Thompson. He tries for 3. Holland with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Down low, here's Stewart. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Tristan Thompson.
Stewart not shy, getting in there to draw fouls and make the defense smother him. He can take that.
Stewart. Isaiah Stewart. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
You like how open Stewart has been to evolving his skill set, doing more to space the floor, experimenting with his shot, and trying to modernize his approach as a big to the game.
And the second free throw, good. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Here's Jerome, covered by Beasley. Jerome passes to Garland. Fires from deep. It's good from long range. Garland's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Cavs. Detroit's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Schroeder outside. There's a screen. Lets the 3 fly. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
That plays a great depiction of what you get with Dennis Schroeder. He's got great confidence.
Pass to Garland. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Schroeder outside. Fontecchio, the 3. And it's Darius Garland with the rebound. Garland's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Jerome. No good from outside.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
Collins kicks it over to Schroeder. Now here's Beasley. Schroeder setting the pick for Beasley. Here's Holland, covered by Hunter. Here's Holland over Hunter. Holland no good.
Well, that's a shot they want just about on every possession if they can get it. He doesn't make them all, but still very much a high percentage look.
Now, here's Garland. Trying to get open is Thompson. Garland, no good. Here's Holland, covered by Hunter. Now Schroeder. Beasley with the screen on Garland. Schroeder finds Stewart. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And the Pistons lead by 12.
Stewart just preparing himself ahead of the catch to be in rhythm for that jumper.
Thompson up top, guarded by Stewart. And here's Strus for three. A three-pointer is right on target.
And I like the back and forth here, showing confidence from Rain.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Schroeder outside, driving to the basket. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
Well, if you read the scouting report on Schroeder, he likes to get into the basket as close as possible because he's usually good from there.
Pass to Thompson. Cavaliers moving the ball around. Garland feeling it out a little bit. Hunter sets a screen for Garland. From outside, off the mark. Pistons leading by 11. And it's Schroeder in the corner. Here's Holland, guarded by Garland. From beyond the arc. Holland, no good. Cleveland's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Strus finds Thompson. Outside Garland. Shoots over Schroeder. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Garland's got 38 points.
Now, Garland started the game at 6'1", but the way he's playing now, he's got to be feeling 7 feet tall.
Schroeder passes to Stewart. Here's Holland, covered by Hunter. Hollins kicks it over to Schroeder. Pass to Fontecchio. A three-pointer off the mark. The Cavaliers trail by 9. Here's Jerome. And here is Garland. Knocks down the 3-ball. Garland's got 41.
He is just self-willing, his team right now, doing everything he can to keep them alive.
Beasley, the pass to Schroeder. Here's Holland. It's up a 3. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. And the Pistons lead by 9.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
Outside Garland. Pass to Thompson. Now Hunter. Here's Jerome. Covered by Beasley. The baseline J. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
Easy little jumper for him right there, guys.
Beasley outside. To the paint. Here's Fontecchio. And he uses the glass on the lane.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
And Kenny Atkinson calls timeout here. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team.
Stand now on the court is your hot squad who wants a team shot.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. Then for the Cavaliers, Jared Allen's checked in for Thompson. Mobley comes in for DeAndre Hunter. And it's Mitchell in for Ty Jerome. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I was able to catch Kenny Atkinson's message to his team. Now, he tore into his guys. He said, your body language is awful right now. You don't even look like you want to play right now. Should I sub in for you? Where's the drive to win? Guys?
All right, thank you, David. Now, here's Garland. And it's Allen with the jam.
And this is the threat that Allen gives you on the interior, gets great position, and then just jams it through.
Hardaway against Mitchell. Hardaway passes to Duran. On the wing, Harris. And another three for Detroit.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
And here is Garland. After Tobias Harris getting his shot to go from deep to the inside, here's Allen. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, the length of Allen causes defenses lots of problems. Difficult to guard without fouling at times.
Allen, Jarrett, Allen, 2 shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. And he's good on the second. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Pistons. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Strus against Thompson. Now here's Allen. Pass to Mitchell. Locked up there for Allen. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And Jared Allen, one of the best rim runners we have in the league. What a dunk.
Detroit leading by 7. Cunningham on the wing. A shake. And he sinks the layup.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Here's Mitchell following the basket by Cade Cunningham. Off with the layup. For Detroit, they've gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. And he makes that one. And now it's an 11-point Detroit lead.
So fast of foot on the run, Asir, tough to catch.
So it's the Cavaliers now, following the bucket by the Pistons. Mobley kicks to Garland, and there's the whistle, illegal screen.
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor, not even close to being a legal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
Detroit leading by 11. Pass to Duran. Cunningham with it. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Mobley.
See the raw talent that Cade Cunningham has, and with hard work and the proper focus, this guy is capable of big things.
Cunningham, 2 shots.
That's good from Cunningham.
And what you get in Cade Cunningham is an oversized point guard who really knows how to use his size, see the floor, and initiate offense.
And so Cunningham nails both of them.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Hardaway against Mitchell. Nobody near Allen. And another miss by Cleveland.
I saw a green light there. The D's not going to get away with that kind of lapse all that often here tonight.
Mobley with the block. The drive by Garland. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. Garland's got 43 points. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea just giving themselves a little bit of a break.
2 minutes.
Cunningham inside, guarded by Garland. It's good.
And Cade Cunningham has it going. He's playing with tremendous confidence.
Mitchell against Hardaway. And he overdid it there. Too much force, it looked like, on the foul. He's called for the flagrant.
And Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on it.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. That free throw, no good.
And people still talk about Mitchell being undersized. I think he's proven his athleticism more than makes up for that.
Good on the second free throw.
The team struggling to come back. He really wanted all of those free throws.
And there's a minute 45 left in the fourth. And it's blocked. Thompson passes to Cunningham. Harris outside. Back to Cunningham. Shot clock at 6. And the layup is good. Cunningham's got 22.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for the Pistons.
What an effort in the transition game we've seen tonight from these guys. Really pushed the ball, and I think in doing so created a lot of pressure on the defense.
Definitely had a huge edge, and this is their DNA. When they run the ball and dictate the flow of the offense like we've seen here, these are the kinds of games they can have.
And for the year now, they'll ramp up their win total to an even 40. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Jalen Duren.
Just a force on the glass, did a fantastic job crashing the boards and coming up with seemingly every rebound.
Now, here's Garland. 30 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And they double up Allen. Mobley kicks to Mitchell. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And so it's Cunningham with it. He brings it up for the Pistons. 17 points was their biggest margin. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that about wraps it up for Brett Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge.